But as you can see there, we continue. We take you back to East London. Those are, in fact, visuals, as you see there from the East London Magistrates Court. A sea of red EFF members coming out in their numbers to support their leader, Julius Malema, who awaits sentencing after being convicted on charges related to the discharge of a firearm at the EFF's 5th anniversary rally. We actually have our reporter, Abongile Jantjies, inside, or was monitoring proceedings inside the East London Magistrates Court in the Eastern Cape, and he joins us now to bring us the very latest from there. Abongile, good afternoon to you. You've been following proceedings inside court. Just take us through what has taken place thus far.
Well, we've seen the pre-sentencing report by the social worker that was called by the defense, particularly Mr. Malema's lawyers, where they were stating the reasons why he should be granted leniency, that he shouldn't see jail time. Jessie Thompson, that's the name of the social worker, she has recommended that at least a suspended sentence should be accorded to him and that a fine be imposed. But him going directly to prison, she says that the act of discharging that firearm was in a means of celebratory mood, not even something that was of a crime that was being committed or endangering the lives of the people. So she's saying that Mr. Malema is a good community member in standing and does a lot of charitable work. So those things could affect the society. And he also mentioned that she cares a lot for the elderly, and he has an initiative of delivering beds when he saw that people elderly in Shishogo were sleeping on the floor, and that's where he stepped in to ensure that he says that he even delivered a house for someone who's disabled. So he's been doing a lot of charitable work, and him being a revolutionary, those are some of the things that could deter him from not being in parliament should he go to prison. So those are some of the things that she mentioned in her pre-sentencing report. The reason for this adjournment now is because the prosecutor wants to go through this pre-sentencing report, because it was the first time this morning that he got a glimpse of it. So he wants to ensure that he doesn't miss a thing when she cross-examines this social worker. Afriforum, on the other hand, who are the ones who brought this case to the court and the trial, and we saw the trial going ahead, they are saying that they'd be surprised if they don't see Julius Malema going to jail. I'm now joined by its chief community spokesperson, Jacques Broderick. Sir, thanks a lot for your time. What do you make of the social worker's testimony?
Well, I think the testimony that we heard is what you would expect from a witness testifying on behalf of the defense. I think it was fairly predictable, and it's also part of the legal process and something that needs to happen. Mr. Malema and his defense is within their rights to get the social worker to testify on his behalf, but I think the testimony was pretty predictable.
And should he not be granted, should he not see jail time, what's the next step for Afriforum?
Well, I don't think the question is what the next step for Afriforum would be. I think the question would be what is the next step for the future of South Africa? Because if that's the case, if that happens and Mr. Malema does not get prison sentence for these very serious charges that he's been found guilty of, it's going to reaffirm that perception that many South Africans unfortunately already have, and that is that there are rules for those with political connections, and then there are rules for average people like you and I and your viewers. And that's not something that you can have in a democracy. One of the cornerstones of a democracy is equality before the law. You don't have kings and servants. You have citizens of this country, and we all have to be brushed by the same brush.
They've always maintained this case is racially motivated and politically motivated. To this day, even yesterday when they held that night vigil, they've been saying that this is purely for his political activism and his political views. What can you say about that?
I would like the EFF and Mr. Malema to explain how racial motivations made him pull that trigger in front of that audience and disregard the lives of his own supporters. Doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, Mfundo, if we could show you, as we have agenda, I see some of key EFF leaders. There's the Deputy President, Godrich Gardia, alongside Mr. Malema. in support. We see people from internationally who came all the way from neighboring African countries to support Mr. Malema here in court today. And it was quite a jubilation, saying that singing struggle songs, saying that it's a badge of honor for someone to be in court, to be facing charges of this nature, of which they are saying that it is politically motivated, and they will do everything that they can to ensure that Mr. Malema doesn't see the light of day inside prison. As you saw earlier on, that even Advocate Tembeka Ngcukaitobi has been roped into this matter to ensure that his legal team is boosted, and they are willing to go all the way to the apex court to ensure that this case doesn't go anywhere with Mr. Malema. And they want him at Winnie Madikizela House tomorrow, where will resume with his duties as the EFF's leader.